In today's session of Divorce Court, it didn't take long for Jodie to fall in love with Charles. She knew they'd always be together, but Charles says her jealousy was too much to take.
She'd not only call it 9 o'clock, she'd also call it 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m. One of the phone girls counted 38 times before she lost count.
38 times in one day? Do you have to use the bathroom, or you want to tell me something?
Okay.
And he says her temper finally drove him away.
Charles no longer loves me. He wants nothing to do with me.
She swung at me and...
Show me what she did.
It was basically she came at me like that. And that's when I told you to pack your bags and just get out.
Now Jodie Monty and Charles Monty square off in today's session of Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. Mablean Ephraim presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is the matter of Jodie Monty versus Charles Monty. And I understand that you two parties are ready to divorce. And what may I do for you today, Miss Monty?
Charles no longer loves me. He wants nothing to do with me. I wanted to make things work out. I wanted to go to counseling, and he didn't want to. He said he became disenchanted. So 3 weeks prior to our honeymoon,
Joe, you want to get her a Kleenex, please? So you seem upset. You don't want... Who filed for this divorce?
She did.
You filed for the divorce, Ms. Monty?
Yes.
But you don't really want it.
No, I didn't say that.
Why are you crying?
Because I'm hurt.
You're hurt by his conduct?
Yes.
He told you he didn't want you anymore.
Yes.
When did he tell you that?
8 months ago.
So when he told you he didn't want you, did he give you any reason why?
Because of my temper.
Do you have a temper?
An extreme temper.
What?
Very extreme.
Like what? What
Well,
did she do, Mr.
basically,
Monty?
as far as her temper goes,
She seems rather mild-mannered to me today.
today. Normally, though, you know, if something upsets her, something doesn't go her way, she goes flying off on a complete tangent.
That's not true.
That is very
That's
true.
not
In
true.
fact,
Rather than crying, she flies off on a tangent.
extremely, yeah. I've had to.
That's not true.
She cracked the bedroom door by kicking it one time when I.
She kicked the bedroom door?
That's
Yes,
not
it is
true.
Did she kick it down?
No, she didn't kick it down.
That's
She
not
cracked the
true.
panel on it by kicking it because I
That's
pulled the
not
door
true.
closed because.
That's not true.
She got mad at me basically, let me start from the beginning. I had left a job on bad terms.
No.
And I didn't want to go and
Let
pick up
him
my
finish.
check. And I'd asked her if she would go to the grocery store, where I was working, which is right across from the grocery store, pick up my check. And she got mad, and in the living room, basically, one thing came to another, and she had taken a swing at me. Now, she says that I walked towards you, but I know the difference. I've been swung at before. I know what it's like.
So what did she do?
She swung at me, and...
Show me what she did.
Well, it was basically she came at me like that. Now, she says I just came to touch you. Yeah. And she says I came to touch you, and I know the difference between being touched and...
With her fist closed, she came to touch you.
Yes. She came to touch me.
Is that the way you touch your husband?
That's not. You know, I don't even know what you're talking about because at that time
That was the third time, and that's the day that I told you to pack your stuff
Hold on,
and
you
get
answered
out.
you answered my question. Let him finish, please.
What are you talking about?
Then that's when, because you were screaming and you were mad, you were kicking on the door and everything. There was a crack on the bottom of the door that wasn't there after that, and that's when I told you to pack your bags.
That's not what happened.
Get ready and just get out.
So you told her to pack her bags and get out?
Yes, and then after that, I took her to her mother's house, dropped her off. I went back, packed my stuff, and I went to stay with my brother.
So you packed her up and took her to her mother's house just like she was a little kid?
Well, I wouldn't want to degrade it to that, but
well, if you packed her up and took her to her mother's
because
house.
I didn't want anything to do with it.
Wait, okay. In my defense, when this big fight started, because it wasn't even a big fight. Don't.
What fight? Did you kick in the door?
I didn't kick the door. What happened? What happened was, because I couldn't get through his head, he goes, I don't see why you can't do this for me. I don't see why you can't do this for me. He just kept on saying that, and so I...
Words alone do not justify violence and pushing and shoving. You could have easily said to him, I'm not going to get your paycheck.
I guess I must have acted badly and...
You guess you acted badly, now you want to minimize it. Come on with it. What did you do?
I acted badly.
What did you do?
I had poor judgment. I shoved him. I didn't...
Did you kick the door?
No.
Yes.
Did you swing at him?
No, I
Yes.
did not swing him. No, I did not swing at him.
Is it safe to say that you were so angry till you really don't realize everything that you did?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
No, I was
Wouldn't be
angry.
the first time.
But it's clear that you were upset and you weren't yourself. Is that what you're saying?
I was angry, yeah, exactly. But I didn't.
So angry over your husband asking you to go get his paycheck?
Because he's quit every job because he feels that his bosses are cheating him on his paycheck.
No, that
8 jobs.
wasn't
This
one.
is the 8 jobs in the last 2 years.
Okay, so why did that create a problem in the marriage? Because he didn't stay at one job?
Because bills were going unpaid, and I didn't know.
What bills? How many bills do you get in a year and a half?
A lot.
Oh, a lot.
Like what?
Our car has been
Car
repoed.
payment.
Wait a minute. In a year and a half, you get a car repoed?
A car, 7 credit cards.
7 credit cards in 1.5 years? And you ran them up? But didn't you realize that with 7 credit cards, what kind of money were you making?
Well,
Average.
On average, it was around between $200 to $2,500 a month.
Between $2,000 to $2,500 a month.
Right.
And what kind of money were you making?
I had piddly jobs, so nothing.
Oh, you had piddly jobs too.
Right.
But you're only complaining about him.
No, because
just tell me what kind of money were you making?
Probably like $800-900 a month.
Didn't you realize that with paying rent, utilities, that you couldn't pay 7 credit cards, which the average payment was what, about $25 to $35 a month?
That's about right.
And nobody ever realized you couldn't pay all of that each month.
Well, actually, we managed. I
you
managed
did?
for a while that all credit cards, all bills were paid on time. That is true.
No,
So
because
you
I
were
can't-
paying them on time.
I was paying them
No,
on time. But
that's
then
not
there
true.
was, yes, it is true.
No, because I
But then, and
contacted-
how long did that last? 3 months?
3 or 4 months, yeah. That's about it. And then it got to the point where the balances went up, so the minimum payments became higher. We were at a place.
So
we
you were
were
still,
living at
you were paying them down and constantly charging.
Yeah, well, sometimes they would get recharged back up. We did buy stuff for the family. We bought.
What were you
things that-
buying?
The clothes, $600 worth of clothing.
Weren't the two
Yeah,
of you living
when
in
I
the
needed
same?
them for work.
Excuse me.
Yeah, for work.
Weren't the two of you living in the same household together?
Yeah.
He was the
Didn't
one
the
who was
credit
managing
card
the
bills
bills.
come to the house?
Yeah.
Now who opened them and looked at them?
I
He
did.
did. 'Cause
They
he
weren't
wanted to take
itemized
care of
so
all the
much
bills.
as.
So
as
why
what
didn't you
items.
look at them?
Because he said, well, I want to take care of all the bills. Can you leave the bills for me? And so I said, okay.
Leaving the bills for him to pay and opening the bills to look at them to see what they are?
I would open them. And then I was like, oh, Charlie.
so when
Charlie
you
said to me,
opened the bill-
I'll make out the check.
So when you opened the bills and saw that there were charges on them and that it was being increased, what did you do? No one had the good sense to cancel the credit cards so you could stop charging?
we weren't, he goes, well, we're not going to charge on them no more. So
That was the point. The goal was to get
So
them
you
paid
left it
down
all
to
up
zero.
to him to decide.
right.
Why, Ms. Monty? This is two people in a relationship.
I don't know, because I'm an idiot. Because I just put it
Well,
all
don't
on
call
him.
yourself an idiot, but
Good
I
Lord,
think
I
what you
don't-
did was relied upon your husband, which often happens, and then when he doesn't do it, you push the blame over there. But you have to accept some of it too, because it's 2 of you. And if you're looking at the bills and you see that they're increasing, you know that there is no money, you too can say, let's stop charging and cut up the credit cards and cancel them. You can't just look at them, see they're
But
going
he
up,
wasn't
and
making
say
any
he's not
payments
paying
to
them and blame him
The
for it.
last payment that he made on any of the charges was August of '98.
But what I'm saying to you, Ms. Monty, you bear just as much responsibility in the payments being made and using the credit cards and canceling the credit cards. You can't just close your eyes to it and say, well, that's up to him to handle it and then complain. You can take control of your life too.
When divorce court returns, Jodie responds to Charles' claim that she harassed him.
There is no way in God's green earth did I call you that many times. Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart.
If you would like to have the judge hear your case in divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. Divorce court is back in the case of Jodie Monty, who says her husband Charles never went on their honeymoon. He sent her family with her instead.
So now the marriage is over. What's the big argument? Is this money that brought this marriage to an end?
Big part.
Excuse me?
Perhaps
A big
for her.
part.
A big part.
No, I really,
Yours, you said, was the fighting and the temper.
the temper, see, for instance, I had very little peace in this whole thing. I would go to work. She was very untrusting of me for whatever reasons. Okay, I don't know.
And of course,
what
you gave her no reason to distrust you.
didn't. No,
I'd
I
call
didn't.
his work at 9 o'clock at night, and
That's
Charlie left hours ago, and he went strolling until
Excuse me?
midnight.
You do what?
I'd call his work at 9 o'clock, and the security guard would answer. He'd stroll in at midnight and say, Well, because I had to stop at the store and get a frozen pizza. Were you memorizing the ingredients on the pizza?
Okay,
No,
first of all,
maybe he was making the pizza.
Well, I can explain some of this. First of all, she not only called it 9 o'clock at night.
Hold on a second. If she called it 9 o'clock at night.
Right. She also called it 9 a.m.
Let me ask a question.
Sure. I'm sorry.
And you had left, but you stroll in at 12 o'clock. Don't you think that gives her good reason to think something's going on?
Well, for one, that never happened.
Oh. So that's why you thought he was cheating, were you?
No,
But
not at all. Not even in the
your
least.
current girlfriend, I talked to her on the phone.
Current girlfriend?
Right. His current girlfriend, I talked to her on the phone, and she goes, I've been Charlie's
How'd you
long
get a
time.
girlfriend so quick? How did you
Same
get a
way she got a
girlfriend so
boyfriend.
quick?
I don't have a boyfriend, Your Honor. In fact, I talked to his girlfriend on the phone, and she goes, I've been Charlie's long-time girlfriend.
But the money issue is what divided this, which caused this marriage to collapse?
That was only part of it. That was an argument, but that was part of it. It wasn't the primary.
Well, and
for
then
me,
the computer.
it was just a lack on her part of supporting me. For instance, okay, we'll go back to the work situation. She'd not only call it 9 o'clock, she'd also call it 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m.,
How do you know
10:30
this?
a.m.
So calling
Because-
every half hour.
Yeah, she'd call all day long.
Do you not have
one of the phone
do you not
girls
work at work where you know
actually
that I'm calling all
recorded
these times?
all
Well,
the times
let me ask
down.
you, are you calling all of those
You know
times?
what, Your Honor? I called twice, and I'd be like,
No.
what time are you planning
No.
on coming home tonight? You know,
Twice each day?
No.
You know what? Because we'd have caller
One of
ID,
the
and I
phone
would
girls
return his
counted
phone.
38 times before she lost count.
38 times in one day?
In one day, before she lost count.
Boy,
she just
that's a
kept- and not
bravo
only that,
number.
but I also got in trouble
You
every
called
day from my
38 times
manager.
in
If I
one
did,
day?
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Well, if you were jealous and thought that he was cheating,
I
you
did
spent.
not. There is no way in God's green earth did I call you that many times. Don't flatter yourself,
Now you
sweetheart.
keep
but
talking about this computer. Every
Okay.
time I hear you, you say computer, the computer.
Okay,
What's the computer?
we canceled our honeymoon.
She went on
wait,
her
wait, no,
honeymoon
no,
with
no,
her
no, no,
parents.
no. Let me finish. 3 weeks prior to we were going to go, he goes, we can't afford it.
You canceled your honeymoon?
We canceled our honeymoon. And I
When was
said,
the honeymoon supposed to take place?
November of '98.
So what do you want? He canceled your honeymoon for the computer. What do you want me to do about it?
I want the money.
What money?
The money that he got from the honeymoon, he got all that money back and he put it towards the
What
computer.
do you mean he got the money back?
Because we bought the insurance on it.
Oh, the insurance on the
And you
honeymoon.
got the insurance
Right.
on the honeymoon.
Right, it's an emergency type situation. If something comes up where you're not allowed to go or not
disclosure.
able to go, you are able to cancel without penalty of half of the.
So you cancel and get your money refunded.
Right.
If there's an emergency.
Right.
And then you get the...
And how much you get refunded?
we get,
The entire amount, pretty much,
No.
minus a little bit.
So you got the money back?
Right.
You
We got-
canceled and got the money back?
Right.
And that's the
Most
money
of it.
you used to buy the computer?
we got $839.
Some of it. The
I got the
computer
bill
didn't
right
cost
here.
that entire amount.
Let me see what she has
We
there.
got $839 and then two $50 vouchers we got back.
Right.
So you canceled the honeymoon. You got back $839.90
Yes.
and two $50 travel vouchers.
Right. One was issued to Charles and one was issued to me.
And then with this $839.90, you bought a computer?
With
Yes.
not quite 839. It was 700 and
No,
something. but
you
yeah.
used the whole amount.
I did not use the whole amount.
How much did you spend on the computer?
About 750 of it.
What'd you do with the rest of it?
The rest of it went on one of the many bills.
So you think that he should refund you the $839.90 for the honeymoon?
Yeah, for pain and suffering.
Why? For what?
Because I was
For pain and
really
suffering.
upset because this was our one chance to go together.
No, that is not
no,
true.
No,
Let her
but
finish. I want to hear
finish.
this
She wants to
explanation.
hear this.
I sure
and
do.
My mom took off that week of work. She was going to watch our son. This is our chance to be alone. And oh and behold,
had
Charlie
plenty
backs
before.
out 3 weeks beforehand. Okay, you can go.
Okay. We had.
No. I want to
Take
hear
two.
why she thinks that I should refund the money to you alone, all of it, for the honeymoon.
Because it was promised. It was promised. It was in 3 weeks prior, he backs out.
Should you give her back the $839? Why not?
Either one of those items is, as far as I'm concerned, I think is a farce. Because
Well, now let me hear your explanation. Why not?
Because considering the fact that in July we were supposed to actually go on our honeymoon to Florida. Well, then her sister decided that she was going to go with her husband and their 2 sons, and then it started becoming a family thing, and then her other sisters suddenly it was going to hop on. So pretty
that's
soon,
why you canceled.
No, I didn't
You didn't want to
cancel.
take the whole family on your
I
honeymoon.
let her go on our honeymoon
He
with her
can't.
family.
No.
Oh, excuse me. Well, hold on. So you're saying that the honeymoon that was supposed to be for you and your wife to
In
share
Florida.
this fun time together and get to know each other a little better,
Right, in Florida, right.
instead it became a family affair.
For her family, correct.
And you didn't want to be part of the family affair.
It's not that I didn't want to become part of the family affair.
I said you didn't want to be a part of it that day.
Right. It was supposed to be our honeymoon. I didn't want to go down there with her entire family. I mean...
So you let her go?
Yeah. I was just like, you know what? If you want to go, I'll stay and work. I'll make some more money. I'll pay on some bills. And then maybe we can go somewhere
So she
else.
went to Florida?
She did.
With her family?
Yes.
And that's the same month you were supposed to go on the honeymoon?
No, we were supposed to go...
Do you have to use a bathroom, or you want to tell me something?
Okay. That's not true.
Did you go to Florida?
Yeah,
How much
because he
did you pay?
insisted. He insisted.
How much did you pay to go?
I didn't pay very much because...
Just tell me, how much did you pay to go?
I have no idea.
You have no idea because you don't have the finances. You just went.
$600.
I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to sum up and convince me that you should get
30 seconds?
$839.90 back.
Okay. Right now?
Now.
Are you going to go?
Clock is ticking. You're not talking?
Oh, right now. Because when Charlie had the computer, it became like an obsession with him. He would sit there and type on it all day. And when he was watching our son, he would just be like, he would block off the living room so Anthony couldn't go anywhere, and he'd just sit behind the computer. I'm going to school right now. I'd like to have the computer. Or let's have joint custody of the computer.
Time up. Joint custody of the computer. Now, that's a novel idea.
I have it for a month, and he has it for a week, or... Well, I was being funny, but
Oh,
yeah.
you were being funny?
Yeah, I was being
okay.
funny.
I forgot to laugh. Take a break.
Court will be at recess.
When divorce court returns, the judge renders her verdict and an update on the case of Helen Fields versus Wayne Fields.
I used to love and adore this man. I love this man, Your Honor.
Divorce court will be back in session in a moment. Divorce court is back and the verdict is in the case of Jodie Monty, who is divorcing her husband Charles because she says he never took her on a honeymoon.
We're back in the matter of Jodie Monty versus Charles Monty. Ms. Monty, the money that was spent for the honeymoon was spent after the marriage. The money that was refunded for the honeymoon was refunded after the marriage. The purchase of the computer was done after the marriage. So it's community money being used. What you're asking me to do is make up for the honeymoon that you didn't have. Can't do that. So your request to have the money refunded for the cost of the honeymoon to you is denied. However, since the computer was purchased with community money, I am going to order the husband, Mr. Monty, to pay to the wife $375 for 1/2 the value of the computer, since the computer is in your possession and it is community property. And that's the order of the court.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
When divorce court returns, an update on the case of Helen Fields versus Wayne Fields.
27 years of being with somebody, Your Honor, and they violate you the way I've been violated.
It hurts.
Closed captioning for divorce court provided by. Are you getting divorced? Do you need Judge Mablean Ephraim's help settling a dispute? If you want to be a guest on divorce court, call 1-877-311-2222 or email us at www.divorcecourttv.com. And now for an update on a previous case in divorce court. After 27 years, Helen Fields came to court to end her marriage to Wayne because she said he was cheating.
27 years of being with somebody, Your Honor, and they violate you the way I've been violated.
It hurts.
My God, I keep saying it. Why do you keep doing this to me?
Okay.
I used to love and adore this man. I love this man, Your Honor.
Helen admits that her jealousy got the best of her, and when she saw Wayne's car parked near another woman's house, she smashed the windows.
What type of car?
A Lexus.
A Lexus automobile? You broke out all of the windows?
I was nice. I left the top window and the skylight. I left that. I could have taken that.
You keep talking about the fact that long as he doesn't ride a whore in it, it's okay. Are you saying to me that you would still destroy it if you saw him with, quote, the whore in the vehicle?
Right now, Your Honor, I don't know how to answer that question.
The judge ordered that the Lexus be sold so that the fighting over the car would end. Helen has left her hometown for an extended vacation, and Wayne says that while he knows a divorce is the best thing, he hopes that he and Helen can find a way to be civil to each other.
As far as getting back with Jodie, snowball's chancing.
He won't even look at me, so why would I reunite with him, you know?
As far as getting married again, I'd have to say that in spite of Jodie and everything else, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to in the future sometime.
It's a learning experience, so no, I'm not sorry I married him.